A highly destructive landslide has just struck Italy, and this has turned into a major disaster since it is seemingly still ongoing. The landslide cut through the edge of the town of Niscemi, population 28,000, causing some buildings to tumble down more than 22 meters or 72 feet, while others were literally split in half. This landslide is absolutely massive, measuring at least 4 kilometers or 2.5 miles long, and measuring at least 235 meters or 771 feet across in some spots. More than estimated 100 million euros in damage has already occurred, and this landslide is still ongoing, possibly even expanding. Many images and videos have circulated of this disaster, showing an up to 22-meter high cliff that did not exist beforehand, representing the distance between the newly formed landslide scarp and the top of several landslide blocks. The only good news regarding this disaster is that there were 0 fatalities, which might seem impossible considering the number of people who lived in the affected area and the severity of the damage. Well, unlike the rockslide at Blatten in Switzerland in 2025, this landslide did not occur at speeds of more than 100 kilometers per hour. Instead, it occurred at what I estimate to be around 0.0004167 kilometers per hour, marking a motion of a mere 41.67 centimeters or 16.4 inches per hour. Some landslides, and yes, even large-scale landslides, can move at slow speeds rather than the near-instantaneous events most people consider them to be. Now, I want to note that I am still not 100% sure of the precise landslide extent, meaning I have geolocated what I could from limited data. However, what this did reveal is that part of the landslide occurred in 2 separate regions labeled beforehand as having a very high landslide hazard. This seems to be because the outskirts of the town experienced 2 notable prior landslides, one on March 18, 1790 and the other on October 12, 1997. So, while there are legitimate questions as to why people were allowed to build on such a high-risk area in the first place, I do want to note that some other regional towns also have portions constructed on so-called very high-risk landslide hazard areas, such as Adone and Gelati Mamertino. The data I am referencing can be found on this specified website, link shown on screen and posted in the video description. But why did this landslide occur in Niscemi, and what type of landslide is it? For reference, there are at least 10 varieties of landslides that have various potential triggering mechanisms, typical speeds, and behavior. These range from the more fluid and fast debris avalanches to the far slower creeping landslides. What occurred at Niscemi, in my opinion, best fits the definition of a very slow-moving rotational landslide, which just happens to share many similarities with a creeping landslide. My justification for this is the fact that many people are incorrectly calling part of the slumped area as a ravine, since it from a top-down view seems to have just subsided downwards, while the areas on both edges of the landslide are now comparatively raised to this. Such a secondary raised structure on the downward side would not be possible unless part of the land had actually been uplifted, which is only possible from a curved slide surface as shown in this diagram. With that established, this landslide, just like the one in 1997, was triggered by regionally heavy rainfall, specifically from a low-pressure system called Storm Harry, since it had a similar intensity to a tropical storm. This storm system caused significant amounts of rainwater to seep into some of the many rock layers this region contains until it hit a notable clay layer. Clay is a nearly impermeable rock type, so the rainwater just pulled above the layer of such, adding mass and lubrication between the space of it and the overlying rock unit. Eventually, this reached a point where a landslide began, and this eventually expanded. At the present, more than 1,500 people have been evacuated, and I want to remind everyone to not stand on or go to any part of an active landslide at Niscemi, since that would be unsafe. Upcoming days should allow me to get more accurate data on the extent and volume of this landslide, which began around noon local time on January 25th, so stay tuned for more updates.